So it is believed that while we were in heaven before coming down to this earth, we had Egbe. Just like I said, a group. It's just like the way we are on earth. We have family members, we have husband, we have wife, children, friends. So in different cases, some people might have gotten married while they were in heaven. Some might have had children. Some might be single there. So all those people put together are called Egbe. They are your heavenly companion. Those you were being with when you were there before coming down to this time. So before leaving there, we would have told our Egbe, probably our husband, children, family, anything there, that okay, I'm going to earth. When I get there, I won't marry someone else. That's where spiritual husband or spiritual wife comes in. So I won't marry someone else. So just put your mind at rest. Some people can even tell their Egbe that I'm going to spend just a day, because it's just like you leaving your home, going to a marketplace, telling your family members that you will soon be back. When you were making that promise, you didn't know it was something bad. So something got to this earth, and people were like, someone that returns to heaven is an abiku, is not a good child. So your parents here on earth will do everything in their capability to hold you down, to make sure you stay. So that's where the problem starts, because those there will be calling you back. You made us a promise. You said you were coming back in 7 days. What's happening?
Well, is it possible to break that promise? Like when you come here and you want to enjoy your life? It is. So what do I know? I'm not. What do they need to do? What do people in this situation, what do they need to do? Is it something you can say?
Well, what they need to do is they just have to consult Ifa first. Then through Ifa, they will have to do some things
that appease
the spiritual husband, give him the necessary things that they need. So you just let go.
So it could be a spiritual husband or spiritual wife or spiritual children.
Definitely, some people have sex in their dreams and they give birth to children, so that's what they call spiritual children.
So if you have a dream that you're having sex, it's likely, like as an African, as a Nigerian, it's likely that you're having sex with your spiritual
spouse, yes. And some people will go as far as having dreams that they got pregnant, and after like a month or two in their dreams, they will still realize that they had children in their dream. And such people might be having difficulty in conceiving
in real life. So that's because of what has happened in the dream.
Even if you don't like what we are doing, as far as I'm not hurting you, as far as I didn't do I'm not breaking the law, there is no reason for you to go anywhere and start saying what I'm doing is bad. Do yours while I do mine. About heaven or whatever, let God judge everyone. So you don't have to do so.
I know everybody that wears white is not just white. You wear white and you have some beads. So let's say, well, please tell me the significance of this beads you're wearing.
The beads, first they can be used for protection. But many people don't know that. So when you wear beads as an initiation, it's not just for people to recognize it as an initiation. You can also use it as protection. That's the main thing. But also, it can be used to just show the world as your initiation.
Like an identity card. So this one is now the thing you're wearing now. It's true or true?
This is true, then I have others here. Not just the beads, we have the grass as well.
If I want the bead now for protection, what do I need to do? Because mine is just fashion.
Are you an initiation?
I'm part of the initiation family in one way or the other.
So because it doesn't just serve for protection, it also works as an identity card. So if you start putting it on, people that understand will ask you, okay, someone like me, I can just see you in public and just challenge you that, sir, why are you putting this on? And if you can't answer me the way you should, there will be a problem.
There'll be a problem. Okay, I understand. And I don't want to talk about it off camera. We'll talk about it. Okay, so guys, I'm speaking to Tunayo Ifasemiloore Egbetunmise. Those are very powerful names. Very powerful names. But if you don't know, if those names don't sound familiar to you, if you're on Twitter, you know our spiritual wife. Let's even start from that. I thought that name was very, very interesting. Spiritual wife. Why did you even choose that particular?
Well, I really can't say. I just slept one day and I woke up and there is this affair that is attached to spiritual husband. So when anybody hears the name spiritual husband, they're like, oh, so spiritual husband is this one has the problem of spiritual, that's why I can't go near or something. So I just wanted to use the name. I couldn't really place a reason I just felt I just like it, and I just started using it, and that's what.
That's it. At least that's one of the reasons why me and you are here, sitting here today.
Maybe.
That no, it's the truth, honestly. That was, because I saw it and I was like, who is this person? And I'm glad you've given us the opportunity to speak.
Maybe I'm someone spiritual.
Your spiritual husband is here, so this let me move away from you a bit.
It doesn't have to be spiritual, it can be physical.
It can be physical as well.
My spiritual husband doesn't have to stay there.
He doesn't have to say, please leave his around, let me take permission.
No worries, we have no problem. It's not aggressive.
Okay. So you are Yalurisha.
Yes.
I'm not saying that right.
Yalurisha,
I'm saying that right. Okay, and you are an Oshun and Egbetunmise. Please, I need you to explain those, so it won't look like I'm saying the wrong things, and for people that are watching as well.
Okay, first, a Yalurisha is someone like a custodian of Orisha, a female custodian of Orisha. Babalurisha is just the other side. So the Orisha could be anything. It could be Oshun, it could be Egbe, it could be Oya, it could be Naija. But in my own case, as you have said, it's Oshun and Egbe. So we have Yalurisha, we have Babalawo. Many people do misunderstand. There is this misconception about Babalawo that they are evil. But basically, Babalawo is just someone that is the custodian of Ifa. Someone that has been trained, for many years with the language of Ifa. Someone that knows very well, that can cast Opele or Ikin, that can perform the necessary sacrifice that comes out of all Odu casted. So that's a Babalawo. In my own case, I'm just a custodian of a particular Orisha. Or let me say one or two Orishas. Okay, one or two Orishas. Okay, that's interesting to know. So when Egbe, that's what I'm interested in. What does Egbe mean? Because the literal translation of Egbe is a group of people. No, that's the literal translation. But let me give you another literal translation that is a bit deeper than what you have said. So Egbe is just, let's say, heavenly companion. So it is believed that while we were in heaven before coming down to this earth, we had Egbe. Just like I said, a group. It's just like the way we are on earth, we have family members, we have husband, we have wife, children, friends. So in different cases, some people might have gotten married while they were in heaven, some might have had children, some might be single there. So all those people put together are called Egbe. They are your heavenly companion. Those you were being with when you were dead before coming down to this time.
That's the Egbe. Okay, so that means you're now continuing what you were doing in heaven. They're not doing it here physically. When
we were there, we didn't understand what was going on here. So before leaving there, we would have told our Egbe, probably our husband, children, family, anything there, that okay, I'm going to earth. When I get there, I won't marry someone else. That's where spiritual husband or spiritual wife comes in. So I won't marry someone else. So just put your mind at rest. Some people can even tell their Egbe that I'm going to spend just a day. Because it's just like you leaving your home, going to a marketplace, telling your family members that you will soon be back. When you were making that promise, you didn't know it was something bad. So something got to this earth and people were like, someone that returns to heaven is an abiku, is not a good child. So your parents here on earth will do everything in their capability to hold you down, to make sure you stay. So that's where the problem starts, because those there will be calling you back. You made us a promise. You said you were coming back in 7 days. What's happening?
So that's basically the understanding of all these things. When you say not even that. I'm just trying to understand. So the case of a spiritual husband or spiritual wife is basically a promise that you made.
Definitely.
Okay. So that's the idea behind all these things.
Yeah, sure. So when you get here, and definitely you would want to live life, you would want to remarry, or let me say marry on earth. That's where the problem is. You see different people, different cases. Some might find it hard to get married, to have children, to might have financial problems, and when they inquire, when they make consultations,
to let them know that this is what it is. Okay. Well, is it possible to break that promise? Like when you come here and you want to enjoy your life. It is. So what do I know? I'm not. What do they need to do? What do people in this situation, what do they need to do? Is it something you can say?
Well, what they need to do is they just have to consult Ifa first. Then through Ifa, they will have to do some things
that appease
the spiritual husband, give him the necessary things that they need. So you just let go.
So it could be a spiritual husband or spiritual wife or spiritual children.
Definitely, some people have sex in their dreams and they give birth to children, so that's what they call spiritual children.
So if you have a dream that you're having sex, it's likely like as an African, as a Nigerian, it's likely that you're having sex with your spiritual
spouse, yes.
Ah.
And some people will go as far as having dreams that they got pregnant, and after like a month or two in their dreams, they will still realize that they had children in their dream. And such people might be having difficulty in conceiving
in real life. So that's because of what has happened in the dream.
Yes.
Oh, so there are things they can do to just let go and let everything.
Definitely.
Wow, this is interesting. I never knew. I used to watch this thing. I used to think it's just Nollywood and everything. But that's it. So let me ask you now. You're a young lady. Do you understand? Fine girl. Such a smile. Do you understand? But you're an Onisheshe. So an Onisheshe is I don't want to say traditional worshiper, for lack of a better word. Let me use it like. But you are an Onisheshe. Why? It's not like we don't have young people who are. But you use social media, to at least speak on things that people do not understand and defend the other traditions. So I have to ask why.
Why am I?
Yes, why are you an Onisheshe? Yes.
Well, first, because that's Isheshe is the spirituality of my people. That is the first reason. The second reason is you just have to do it. It's not a must.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I think it's a thing of choice, because growing up, I had the opportunity to have knowledge of other religions, but when I asked questions and I understood the way they are, I just had to do that of my ancestors. So here I am, and I'm glad I have been doing it.
That's amazing. So I also have to ask again, do you feel like there should be a public holiday for Onisheshe? Because that is a problem. That's something a lot of people have been talking about on social media.
There should be, no matter how little we are, no matter how small the quantities, I think we really need to get it. Not just one, but at least one for a start.
Okay.
Because there are different word festivals. Although in Isheshe, different people might fix different dates for their own festivals, but there are some that is for every Onisheshe. Let's take for instance August 20.
Okay.
August 20 is for World Ifa Festival.
World Ifa Festival.
Yes.
I need to write that deep down.
Yes. So.
Okay.
And another one is, I think the first week of August is for Oshun Festival here.
Yeah.
So, and people come from different countries to celebrate. So I think we deserve public holiday for such festivals.
For such festivals, okay. Since we have for the Christians and for the Muslims, and this is like the largest gathering of Onisheshe, I think I agree with you.
Just over since we celebrated New Year, I don't know whether you have seen
that. Yeah, I did. I would have, if I had known on time, we would have come to just cover proceedings.
So that's another public holiday that we should get.
Oh, okay. Okay, so one of the reasons why I decided, or never decided, I felt like I wanted to speak to you, was to know your thoughts on certain issues. Do you understand? But apart from that, what are the things people do that you do not like as an Onisheshe? Because look at what happened recently. Somebody came out on Twitter and said, I can't even remember what she was saying. She said a lot of things, especially about maybe I think the Oro or so, that it's yes, like misinformation. So what are these things that people who are not Onisheshe do that you do not like, that you like with this particular interview you like to correct?
The first one, let me put 2 points in one, is hypocrisy and intolerance. Because many people that practice other religions are hypocrites. I'm sorry to use that word, because openly, publicly, they practice other religions, but privately they do this. I'm not judging them. I'm not saying what they are doing is bad, but they don't have to publicly say evil about what they are practicing privately. That's one. Then I move to intolerance. Even if you don't like what we are doing, as far as I'm not hurting you, as far as I didn't do anything, I'm not breaking the law. There is no reason for you to go anywhere and start saying what I'm doing is bad. Do yours while I do mine. About heaven or whatever, let God judge everyone. So you don't have to just break down what I do.
Okay. So we are with the group now. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's known all over the world. But even it's more than just a tourist center. It's more than just a tourist center. So, like, as somebody who's familiar with how things are here, so how important is this river? And let me that's the literal way I can put it.
I can understand.
Do you understand? So let me ask that. How important is this?
how important? Do you want me to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 or what?
If you rate it,
it is very important.
Okay.
It is very important to all Onisheshe. This Oshun, this is Oshun River. You must have heard of the river goddess Oshun, and it is very important because it is believed Yoruba. We Onisheshe believe that there is no prayer you make here that won't be answered.
Yeah.
Yes. So just say it and you have it. As far as you are being reasonable, because just like
to ask for money.
Yes, if you are going to ask for money, just this morning someone was saying, I just should come, and I had to tell the person, if you are not working and you expect money to come, where do you want it to come from?
So it doesn't just happen like that.
It doesn't just happen. That's the reason about it. Yes.
Okay. So I feel like I should tell my colleague who's behind the camera that, right, please, we need to come and say a few prayers.
As far as you are working, you'll be blessed.
Of course. So thank you very much for speaking. So I wish I had a lot more time. But so how does one, if I decide now, or anybody that is watching wants to become an Onisheshe traditional worshiper, or let me use that word, what are the things I need to do?
First, if you have the conviction in you that you want to become an Onisheshe, first you have to learn.
What do you need to learn?
You have to learn the ways of the Orisha, the ways of the Ifa, because many of us have learned the wrong things. Growing up, Nollywood have taught people many wrong things. Oh, they are evil, they kill people. We don't kill people. We don't use people to sacrifice. There is nothing like that. So, if you want to become an Onisheshe, first you can move closer to people that are Onisheshe. The real ones, they are fake everything in this life. They are fake people, they are fake traditionalists, fake pastors, fake alphas. So, when you move closer to them, you learn from them. So, in absence of that, you can read good books, good in quotes, because there are still some books that can be misleading.
Of course.
So ask questions, move to people, read. Then from there you start practicing, you start attending temples, you pay homage to your ancestors, you do the necessary sacrifices,
and that's how it works. So when you see temple, like you guys there are places of worship.
Yes, definitely.
Oh.
Just like churches, mosques.
Oh, really?
We do weekly services.
You do weekly services?
Yes.
How does it work? So obviously cannot be saying hallelujah in the temple.
No.
So what do you say?
So we pay homage to the ancestors. Definitely we pay homage to all the Orisha, Ifa. We give lectures, we sing, we dance sometimes, and we pray. Definitely. Oh, not always. Just when we want to do crossover night to a new year.
You even do crossover night? Yay! Wonderful. Okay. So thank you very much for speaking with me. I appreciate the fact that you opened your home to us. Thank you very much. So do you have another thing before we finish or before we go? Any last words to anybody who's watching who has a conviction to be here, or to correct any misinformation or anything of the sort?
Well, as an Onisheshe, I should not evangelize.
You should not evangelize?
I don't have to evangelize. I believe that if what I'm doing is good enough, then you see it in me, then you might like to do the same thing. I shouldn't. But at the same time, I would want to tell the world that they should try and get their facts right. They should just say, because in a movie, someone has said these people use these people for whatever, then they should swallow it hook, line, and sinker. They shouldn't do that. So you have to get your facts right, and lastly, you just have to be a good person. But that's very important in relationship. You have to be don't hurt others while you are doing whatever you like. So that's all I have.
That's so you are don't hurt others, don't break the law, and don't believe Nollywood all the time.
Well, yes.
Okay, so one very interesting fact about Ifasemiloore, she's smiling, is the fact that sometimes she does matchmaking. So that's why I said sometimes. For matchmaking for Isheshe Nigerians, those who want a partner who is also an Isheshe member. So how does that even work?
It's simple.
Okay.
So if you need a partner and you are an Isheshe, you just send me your bio, tell me about you, then you tell me the kind of person you want. Then
that's how it works. That's really interesting.
So if I say yes, then you are
going. You see why this is a little different from all these other dating apps and everything. Is the fact that if I will be involved in it. Definitely. So it's not like I see this fine girl.
You just can't continue like that. After matchmaking you guys, or after linking you guys together, you have to make some conversations if you guys are actually good together. Then if you are good,
so you can't be for girlfriend or boyfriend. It has to be for husband and wife.
It has to be for someone you really want to get married to.
So you cannot just do it for normal.
No.
You can't use it for Uga. That's one ticket that will just after once the camera is off, I give one name that let me play on. No, but is that a problem? Like from your experience and from the experience of people around you, getting somebody who is also an Ifasemiloore that you want to, is that a problem at all?
Well, I think it's becoming a problem because many Onisese are getting educated these days, and they would want educated Onisese as well. So that's where the problem starts. Because someone that has graduated might not want to settle for someone that hasn't, or someone that's not learning. So we just have to.
Okay, that's interesting. So before you go, just start on social media handles. So anybody that's interested will know how to get across to.
Well, spiritual wife on Twitter, spiritual_wife on Twitter, and Tuntu on Facebook. It's funny, right? Yeah.
No IG.
I don't do Instagram.
You don't do
now.
Instagram for now. Okay.
I used to use it, but not anymore.
Not anymore. So it's, what do you say that to Facebook? What is it again? No, say it.
Yeah.